BentlBuilds. Welcome to Red River in City Skylines. We've got a train doing some train stuff. That's real cute. It's headed right on into the Small Rock station right here. Let's just watch it happen, you know? Why not? This is a big moment. The train is actually doing train stuff. That's really exciting. Oh, look! And people are using it? How fun! That's very exciting. I'm impressed. And you can see the buses. They're all headed out to the buses. That's so great. I'm glad that these little guys, that they're all doing their part and using mass transit as necessary. I truly love that for them. Anyway, that's not what we're doing today. What we're doing today is we're going to be... Oh, wait a minute. This is already growing. It's not supposed to yet. We are going to be preparing Redcliff to grow. It already has started, but you know, that's okay. We can work with it. First thing, we're gonna toss in a couple clinics. I think we'll use this one. Just to get things going. That's embarrassing that I just totally forgot that it was running. That does feel just about on par for how I usually do things though. So welcome to that wonderful bit of this adventure. I think we're gonna go with 3 clinics over in here. I don't think it's gonna need to be, you know, there's not enough demand for it at this second, but I want the coverage to be really good just out the gate to make sure we're all good to go. Next, we're gonna do the fire station. We're gonna do, I think, this one. I think that's a cute little guy. We'll just kind of stick them. Well, let's see what the coverage is like on this one. It's not bad. We'll do this. We'll just kind of stick it nearby the clinic. Do a what am I thinking? Like a city services hub kind of deal. That seems like it makes some sense. That can go there. It might be a little controversial that I'm placing these kind of on arterials, because this is kind of the main street through the city, but you know, it's okay. We're doing the best we can. So next thing, I feel like the fire coverage is fine on that. We're gonna put in some police situations. We'll do, I think, okay. Let's think about this. I feel like the city of Redcliff is going to be big enough that it could warrant a larger station, maybe. So it might be good to place this further to the south. I don't know. Maybe I should like establish for sure what way all of the directions are here. That might make things a little easier. Don't necessarily think that this way would be south. For some reason, that just doesn't really make sense in my head, but I will do some pondering on that and get back to you. We are doing amazing so far today. So we've got like that main police station. I think we'll do just a couple smaller stations in other parts of the city, just to make sure our coverage is looking okay. We'll stick that one in there, so we'll be good there. We'll get one over in here too. Yeah, that'll work. Next one, this is going to be the more difficult one to place, I think, is the education. I downloaded some of these cool elementary school mods. Chester Elementary School. I kind of feel like this one fits the look that I'm going for. I also think it kind of... I wish that I could put it over in here. I mean, technically there's not a reason that I can't. It's just the coverage isn't going to be super helpful. But I feel like, you know, right up next to this big park, that is like a really good spot for a school. I'm just going to go for it, honestly. Let's look at that. It's the building style over here is not going to be as like, you know, old town kind of style, like more historic looking. Over here is going to be looking a little more updated. So I feel like this style kind of fits that a little bit better. So we'll use that. There's also this one, which I am not totally sure if I want to use it or if it'll look good. It's kind of big also. I might have trouble finding a good spot for it to fit. So just gonna not with that one right now. Got this one. I don't hate that one. And the coverage on that is a lot better. So I think we will use this elementary school. Just gotta find a good place for it. I don't want to put it too close to the railroad tracks for numerous reasons, honestly. But I also don't want it to be like immediately off of the downtown core. Actually right in there maybe makes a lot of sense because, you know, it's not on like a super major road, but it's close to one. We'll do that. The terrain on that might look a little funky, but that's okay. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Love it. Okay, next thing, we'll do an elementary school up in here, just, you know, to make sure the coverage is okay. We love education. Again, I'm trying to put it right next to the tracks. Why am I like this? Yeah, that'll work. That'll be fine. And then we'll put one down in here as well, just for good measure, you know? Okay, so we've got that handled. Now we're gonna do the high school, because this area is definitely gonna need a high school. I think I'm gonna do the same idea, definitely a not new looking high school, but a newer looking high school. This one might be good. Let's look at that and see. I think that might work, actually. If I put it in here. Huh. Okay. I'm thinking that it might make the most sense to put it over, like, on one of these bigger roads, just because it is a bigger building. Which kind of doesn't feel ideal, but at the same time, I do feel like it makes sense. Ooh. Much to think about. Or I could just take out one of these roads, because, you know, that might be what I do. Right in here. Because that road doesn't really go all the way through anyway. And then that would be nice, because it would back up right to that park, which it might not end up being a park. It'll probably just be like the grounds for the high school, which is fine, you know. That'll work. I feel good about that situation. Look at that. It's so schoolish. Oh, look, and it is kind of in the same style as this one. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I want this one to be over in the same spot with it. You know, so it looks like it was all kind of one, it was all done together, like in one project. So the grounds are all kind of in the same spot. And the elementary school can be further up on the hill. I think that's fine. Would be good to have probably some separation between, just because, you know, high school kids can be the worst. Actually, okay, this is like totally not related to anything I'll be doing here, but that makes me think of a story from my youth. I was in first grade, and my elementary school that I went to backed up to a middle school. And one day we were out playing soccer for PE, and there were a ton of middle schoolers out in the distance doing, you know, whatever. I don't know what they were doing, but it's not that relevant. It's what I thought they were doing that matters. So basically what happened was a kid on the other team threw a rock that hit me in the head and knocked me out. And so when I woke up, I was like on the ground, and there was like a hard taco shell on the ground next to me. And so in my very confused state, I made the assumption that the middle schoolers were having a taco party over behind their school, and I got hit in the head with a taco. And so the worst part is that once, everyone figured out what happened and my teacher was like telling this kid, his name was William, by the way. So William, jerk face. He said he was trying to hit the team captain in the head, not me, but he missed and squarely hit me in the head. I got him back though because I made snowflakes for everyone in the class later in the year, and I did not give him one. So that's what we call karma, probably. Anyway, I don't know why I felt the need to share that tangent. It's just, I think, a very excellent story. Anyway, I'm gonna go in here and kind of do this like a drop-off area for the elementary school. That seems like a good idea. Just, yeah, kind of like that. We'll go ahead and just label this. Well, if I can get in there. Sure, like that. Cute. Okay, this park just was called Emerson Gardens. That's just the name it was given, but we're gonna go ahead and call this Emerson Elementary. Why not? Oh. Wow. It's fine. We're doing great. I'm the worst. I am suffering right now. Emerson Elementary. Okay, got it. And this will be Redcliff High School. Cute. Okay. So anyway, the moral of that story I was telling about the rock thrower is that he got in trouble and he said he was trying to hit the team captain, but I was very confused. I was like, I did not get hit with a rock. Like, you've got the wrong guy. I got hit in the head with a taco. And yeah, it was not until later that I realized, oh, no, I did. It was a rock. He threw a rock at my head. Oh man, I really lived a life when I was a kid. Anyway, there's that story. I'm gonna put, I think, some fencing back behind the elementary school. Again, just for that extra level of security and protection when the kids are, out at recess or whatever. I just want like a regular looking fence. It doesn't need to be... Okay, we'll just do this forestry fence. That will probably look fine. We'll just bring it back here. Yeah, that kind of vibe, sure. That might look a little funky, but that is fine. That'll work. That'll do the job that we need it to do. Except for that was dumb because then I'm like blocking off the drop-off lanes. Wow. Okay, there we go. That is better. So, there's a little playground or something back in there that I'll do. There's not going to be a ton of room back in here for, like, the high school, like, the football field or any of that kind of stuff. So I think what I'll do is build a parking lot. Actually, I might not have parking lots. I don't. So anyway, eventually there will be a little, staff parking lot back in here for the teachers at both schools. And what I might do, when I was working on this last time, I did have the thought that maybe I was going a little overkill on the commercial over here. So I might clear this out, and this can be where the football field will go. I also demolished that police station, I think, so we'll go ahead and just stick a new one in there. Where did it go? Where's the one I used? Was it that one? No, it was a local one. That's what it was called. Oh, it was highlighted. Okay. Yeah, right there. That'll work. We'll come in here. Got the park buildings. It should be in here. Yes, okay. Baseball. We've got the football stadium. We'll put that in there. This is gonna be a football school first and foremost, because we don't really have room right now for there to be the baseball, but in the future, you know, who knows, we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and dezone this in here. Don't need that to be there if it's gonna be school property. In here, I might just do more parking too, because it's kind of the terraced kind of situation. The Colts. Cool, the Redcliff Colts. Oh, that was an accident. Didn't mean to turn that off. Yeah, sure, the Redcliff Colts. That sounds just fine to me. Cool. So I'm gonna hop back into this. I want to put in a library or two. I don't want all of these guys living here to be dumb, you know? I would appreciate it if they were smart people. Would it be dumb to put this library immediately next to the stadium? Maybe. I'll put it maybe over in here, kind of like it's owned by the school district. Or maybe I'll put it over on this side instead, maybe, just so that it's like, you know, easy access from both the elementary school and the high school. And then I've got this library too that I want to use. I feel like it kind of fits what I'm wanting to do. And down in here is where I am picturing like the city offices for Redcliff will go, so I can appreciate, you know, the idea of having a library in that area, you know, right next to the big city park. I'm also thinking that, actually, I'm going to worry about that later. Okay, so, I'll do one more little library over in here for these little guys to make sure they're not dumb either. They can read and stuff. I do want to put in an old church. I feel like that would look kind of cool in this town, like maybe on this corner, like the main corner in the city. I don't know. I still feel like that's kind of a cool, older looking church that definitely fits in with the, you know, mountain red rock background. I think that's a really cool look. And we'll worry about what goes on in this park later. What I want to do is I want to find the city hall building that I want to use. Anyway, okay, interesting. Some of these I kind of forgot that I had them downloaded, so that's going to be good to know for later on. That is not the look that I'm going for. Oh, these might be kind of cool in though. Later. Alright, sales print area. I know I had some downloaded. I may have to take them out. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to say that this little guy right here is the city hall. Says it's a courthouse. It can function as both. I have faith in it. We'll put it over here, kind of around the rest of the city complex, and we'll remove the zoning on this block. Actually, I feel like that kind of fits with the look of that church. It's definitely a solid vibe. I think in here I'll go, I'll mark this as a park, if I can remember where the button is. Jeez. Okay. Just a little one. And then, since it's a park, I can go in there and put in a cute little gate guy on either side, maybe to make it feel more ornate or something. I don't know. I feel like that definitely would fit the look here. Like, it's still a newer area than you know, what's back in here, but they're still kind of going for that same look. That seems reasonable to me. We'll come in here, some little paths with some little trees. It'll be so cute. I do kind of like the idea of doing a pedestrian road in here. I don't know how well that'll work. It will work. Okay. I may be rethinking my whole plan. Hold on just a minute. Look at that. That definitely... Okay, interesting. That is a good... I like that. Because then technically, you know, cars could be driven up there. It's just, you know, generally they wouldn't be. And I can still leave these little paths in there. I think that's fine. Just as a... Where am I going? Over here. As a just basic, you know. I'll put another gate in there. Why not, you know? Just for fun. And then... Okay. Yeah. That's a cute little situation. We can put a few more trees in there really quick. Immediately back to the pine trees, naturally. If you aren't expecting that from me by this point, I don't know what to tell you. I am very predictable in some regards, and this, I think, is definitely one of them. I just love the way the pine trees look with these red rocks. Like, I think the contrast just looks really cool. Oh, that, I didn't realize that's what that was. That does not fit in there for sure. Put a couple of these guys around. Kind of matches what's there. My idea when I'm putting these trees down too, I know it's like somewhat unrealistic that a desert city like this would have a ton of trees, but kind of my thought is like, you know, they'd be planting trees like crazy so that people can, in theory, have some shade. Because if I lived in a really spicy place like this, I would definitely require some shade. So that's going to be kind of the downtown part of Redcliff. I do want to make sure before anything gets too crazy that there is no... Okay, there won't be any stopping there or anything. That is what I want, because that could be potentially a big old nightmare if that happened. So we've got that. I'll just hurry and do this. Yeah, Redcliff City Center. There we go. Okay. Cute. Next thing that I wanted to do is get some basic bus lines in here. And maybe start thinking about getting a train station. Here's the thing, is I don't want this train track to be like a, you know, super frequent stops everywhere. I want this to be more of a commuter rail type thing, and where most of it is going to be splitting off to go into downtown, which is over here. I don't know that there needs to be a station in Redcliff, so I'm not going to worry about that for now, but I'm definitely going to be doing some buses, because who doesn't love a good bus system? So I do want to put in this little bus depot. I think it's a cool building. This can go like kind of back there. Yeah, I like that. That's a cool style. Anyway, so for this, I'm thinking it's going to be fairly simple. I'm going to do the same idea as I did over here in Small Rock. I'll do kind of a main circular for the city as a whole, and then maybe for this one that like goes through like the middle and kind of connects everything up. So for sure, I want to stop by the entrance to that park. We'll do one up there. I don't want them to be, too close together. We can do one up on this corner. Over in here. And then I think I can come up on this corner. Stop after it makes that turn. Another stop kind of in this commercial area. Next one can be kind of in this area. Yeah, that'll work. And then, so one that could, in theory, be used by like the elementary school kids, and then one for the high school over on the other side. And then it'll come back along here. Another stop there. One at this recycling center, because the park does kind of come down in there too. One there, and one there, and then the other route is just going to be the same thing, but backwards. So that there's, options for getting where you need to go. You can go one way or the other, shake it up a little or something, I don't know. I might honestly like fast forward through this part, so you might not even hear it. We'll see. If you do, I mean, congrats, and also my apologies. Don't know why I would have made that decision, but, it was bold, so, yeah. Next thing, I'm going to do a station over here, again, right by the city center, that will go into Small Rock over here, so that there's a solid connection. We'll do it up at the train station is where it can connect within Small Rock. Then it'll come back out. It can stop there at the National Park. And this one will kind of do the same thing. Oh, there's a lot of abandonment in here. Gosh dang it. I'm going to have to work on that. It'll do the same thing as the route from Small Rock. It'll just come, drop everybody off right in there, and then loop on back, head back down the canyon. This is definitely not the most it's not going to be the most efficient route, just because it's kind of serving destinations that are like farther out. It's not going to help people like move around within the city, but I definitely think that'll help, at least to give people the option to use mass transit to get to those destinations, I think is good. The other thing that I want to do, I'm going to do one more route. It can start there, why not, and this one will come up. It can share a stop with that. It can come over here. It can skip that stop, but we'll do a stop there. And then it's going to come over the bridge with a stop at the little mall in here. And then it can just kind of float on over into the... Actually, there's not a stop that's like... Oh, there is, never mind. We'll put a stop there, and it can come down to the front of the City Hall in Small Rock, and then it'll just come right back on over to Redcliff. So a little, make transit between Small Rock and Redcliff that much easier. I'm wondering if it might be good to do one more line that kind of just goes north and south up here. That's maybe not necessary because it goes all around. It'll be fine. I think we're in a good spot on that one. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna press play and let things just slowly start growing. They're gonna whine about not having power for a little bit, and that's fine. I am gonna cheat. I do cheat frequently in this game. I want the demand to be really high, so it's just easy. That's the Demand Master mod, by the way. It is one of my favorites because it just makes everything so easy. And now everything is just filling in so nicely. And while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and start working on this park here. I think the main gate, it would look kind of classy to have it right across from the town hall. Does kind of cut away at that, which is a bummer, but that's okay. The other thing that I think would be kind of cool is at the top of the hill to have this fountain. The story behind this hill, I decided, is that, like, you know, back in the day when the floods happened and made this old part of Redcliff the trashy little ghost town it is today, that any of the survivors made their way up to the top of this hill, which did have floods, so that kind of saved their butts because they were just high enough that they didn't get wiped out. Oh no. What do you mean? Excuse me? You don't have sewage? That seems problematic. Okay. Good to know. I think I will go ahead and do a little water treatment plant. I think that's going to be the easiest option for what we're doing here. Maybe I'll just put it in here. This is going to be just a not very desirable area to be in, and that is okay. You know, it'll just every spot kind of has the not so great utility part. Even when it's like a really pretty area, there's still just those little parts that are not great looking. I'll go ahead and dezone. These little things don't need stuff popping up in there. My most sincere apologies to these people who now get to live not only by the recycling center, but also a water treatment plant. That is, I'm sure, exactly what they were hoping for as they moved to this place. Anyway, back to the park. I paused it again. I think what I'll do is bring this path around the edges, instead of having it go, you know, just straight up, because that would look dumb. So it'll go just straight over here, and it'll be kind of a sort of like just a long path around the entire park. So I'm going to turn on the terrain for this just to make sure nothing's getting too crazy. Yeah, we love that. Okay. Can go up the hill a little bit. I just don't want it to be like crazy. And this one's gonna have to take kind of a steep curve. Yeah, something like that. Let's see. I might need to. So it is a tiny bit steep right there, I think. Well, it is on both sides, but that's fine. It's good enough. And then I want a path that probably doesn't have trees to kind of circle up to the fountain, if that makes sense. It won't go straight up. It'll kind of go up around the hill. I'm looking for the topography again. Yeah, so it'll be sort of this sort of situation. So it's sort of going with the topography, but not not like super strictly. And now that it's up here, I probably don't need that. I'm gonna fix this fountain, and there we go. Just like that. I think that's a fun little thing. And then maybe the trail, so it doesn't just dead end up at the top of the hill. It can sort of do kind of a similar windy little thing back down to the bottom. And then I want to add a couple other just little side gates to this park, so it feels, you know, pretty accessible. We'll put one off of this road too. Just make sure these are connected up. Nice. And then there's going to be this trail. I want there to be trees though. This one is going to come all the way along the shore of the river. And then you kind of get spit out in a not very pleasant area, but that's, you know, I should have put this in first. What the heck? Why is this being so difficult? I guess we're just gonna, you know, let it connect up on its own. That's fine. That's okay. That'll work. I might later on run this path under this bridge right here, or I guess it could just go next to it, but do like a little pedestrian bridge across here too. But honestly, it's got the sidewalk on there, and there's the crosswalk, so I think eventually I'll move this whole situation so that this can all be more like parkland, and then this trail can come up to this crosswalk and make access between these two parks a little easier. So I think I want to call this park, because I was talking about how it was like where people went to like be safe from the flooding. Haven Hill Park. That's cute. That's pretty good. And then I'm gonna come in here. I want to soften things up in here a little bit. Just so it looks nicer. Not completely crazy. I forgot to connect up that one path. That's embarrassing for me. I might, well, actually there's probably not enough room to have it go under that bridge, but that's kind of where we're at on that. I'm going to go ahead and just add a few trees and other, you know, park-related amenities. Probably a restroom would be a good thing to have at a park. Just, you know, that seems like a fair assumption to make. We can do a few, and then one further down in here. That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, we can do, oh, maybe some of these little piers. Oh, okay, well, maybe we can do one. That'll be, oh, that looks crazy though. Maybe, well, yep, that is not gonna work for me. We'll do some gazebos though. Some gazebos feel like they would be appropriate for a park. Nice and fun. Definitely we can do a playground, probably over in here. And yeah, I mean, it's a small little park, but it'll work. I'm gonna pause this really fast just to take a look at what's going on in here. So definitely there's some of those row houses still going. It's saying there's crime over here, which is dumb because there's a police station, like, literally, where is it? Hello? I am like pretty positive I put a police station like right by. Yeah, it's right there. Bro, do your job. Like, come on. These people don't have water. Oh, there's not enough water. Shoot. Okay. Well, that's fine. We'll just come up here. Have a little more water pumping from the reservoir. And that'll be good. That'll solve that. I still am just baffled. Why all the crime? Why are there criminals here? This is a very nice place. And, you know, it just feels like the police should maybe do a better job. Oh, this is kind of a cool looking thing. It's kind of weird. Well, huh. I don't know. I kind of like how that looks. It's just, you know, solid all the way down. Kind of interesting. Definitely a cool looking thing. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and add some trees. I think that's all I'm gonna work on for this episode. So yeah, I'll just kind of speed this up and we'll put some trees in and that'll be it. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, of course. If you haven't subscribed, you know, maybe do that. That would be a pretty cool thing to do. I definitely would appreciate it because, I don't know, I feel like this is turning into a really cool project, so I want people to see it. Anyway, yeah, next time we will kind of finish off getting this all detailed and put together, and then we will kind of move on to the next thing, which will be laying out Red River, the actual city of Red River, which will be right in here. So anyway, enjoy me placing the trees and see you next time.